All right, this is Greg with Just Art Pottery. Lana's going to give us a tutorial on how to box art pottery to ship to us if it's a multiple piece collection.
Okay. We selected just a few random pieces, probably maybe some somewhat common sizes you're going to be dealing with. We also chose one with some handles that you have to be careful of when you're wrapping. Most important thing when wrapping is the bubble wrap you use and how much of it. We have bubble wrap. It's normally perforated every 12 inches. So I'm just going to rip some. We usually do what we call 3 squares. I call each square a square, so I just rip it at 3. I'm going to rip a few of them and show you how we wrap so it's secure for UPS, FedEx, USPS shipping. So the first thing I do is I usually roll it on its side. Make sure you're covering all the edges. Just roll it that way. I turn it the other direction so I can pull up from the bottom, cover the top, and then pull down from the top. And we do not use tape on the bubble wrap. We like to save the bubble wrap so we can use it again. So we use rubber bands. So we just rubber band this like that. It's good coverage there. One thing we do though is we also, for UPS shipment or any of these carriers, is we add a layer of the big bubble, which is a huge extra padded security, especially when you're shipping items together in a box, more than one. So we always just seal with a rubber band. Piece of Nukem here, it's a little more expensive, but still, you know, just kind of a standard shape, no handles. Again, we're rolling one way. Make sure it's all covered, turn it the other way. I make sure I can come up and over the top, come back down. That's a little off. Move it up a little bit. Come down over. You make sure you're tucking everything in so you're getting a good coverage. Rubber band. Same thing, 3 squares be good for this one. And I always just do it like I did the last wrap. Turn it vertical, up and over, and then I come back over. And I'm just wanting these edges, all of these edges, covered securely. And so you cannot see what's in there. You see what's in there, you can't feel any edges. That's the main thing. We have something with a lot of points here going on. Again, I'm going to try the 3s. Sometimes, you know, you might just do something and realize you need a little bit more. But we're just making sure we're getting all of it covered. Turn it the other way, up and over. Making sure everything's tucked in. And securing with the rubber band. And overlapping with the big bubble. Up and over. And securing. So the pine cone with the handles, some things you will kind of want to, you may not rip your bubble wrap, you don't quite know how much you want. So I'm going to start rolling it. And it's also very large, so it's about 12 inches. So I kind of want to angle it and start at the bottom, get a little overlap there, roll a couple times, and then I'm going to start heading into the handles. You don't want to pull it too tight. It can be snug, but you don't want to be, you know, you don't want the bubble wrap to have a death grip on the handles. So then I roll that probably, I don't know, 5-6 times that way. So then when I come up and over, I'm making sure I'm getting good coverage this way, coming all the way up and over. Then my top one that I pull off, it's coming down over those handles. When I put my rubber band on, it's not going to be on the handles. It's not going to have any pressure on those. The rubber band's a little bit further down. The handles are up here. And then this is probably going to be, I would say, 5 squares on that. And one thing I like to do with the outer layer is I angle it. I kind of angle it to the side because it's not real wide, so I'm angling it to get a little bit more coverage. Then this, I'm angling a little bit more this way, so I get some really good coverage. And now this you could put, if you need to do any tape at all, maybe just a little bit of Scotch tape if you don't have big rubber bands. Maybe just a little bit of Scotch tape to secure it. Nothing, you don't need a ton of tape. So this one is a big, and that's going to come down lower below those handles. One thing we do like to do is, just in case you have some saran wrap, because now with you have like some loose edges, you can tuck those in and just wrap that once. Just secure that with some saran wrap. It's nice and tight that way. And I would do that with all those. I'm not going to do that for this example. Okay, so now we need to find the box that we're going to put this in. So I have them all standing up. You can lay them down, on their sides, maybe, 2 on top of each other or something like that. I think I'm going to do more of a square box with this. So just kind of measure. That's about 20. I think I could do a 20-20. I don't need a 20-20-20, and just gonna be a little too high. I'm gonna do 20-20-16, and then we'll go with that. So I have one over here. So now we start taping the box. Your seal always goes on the bottom of the box. And we do a strip down the middle. We do 3 strips, 1 straight down the middle and 2 overlapping that middle one. Then we'll do 1 on each end. And then a couple of cross strips. Maybe 1 down the middle. I always say you can never have too much tape on a box. It secures it very well. Okay. So we get a nice layer of peanuts in the bottom. Like I said, about 2 inches, or at least 2 inches, maybe more. You just kind of push them down and flatten them out and get them even. Make sure there's no air pockets, because you have to get the air pockets out because these shift during transit. So if you don't, kind of push these things down and get them together, it'll shift during transit, and then you get air pockets, and you can have, it can get, too loose in there, and your box will get crushed. All right, so now I'm going to lay that one down, put that one up, and then we'll put that right there. So this is perfect for this because you have some space on the sides. And then we just pour the peanuts all over them. Oops. Okay, this is what I mean about shifting this around. So it kind of just get my fingers in here and making sure all the peanuts are sifted down, flattened out. You can see I need some more peanuts. Okay, I have more peanuts. So you just watch your line, your box line. You're pushing stuff down. They're all kind of sifted down there, so this is good. So this is your line here. So one thing we do that's very important, and I think helps a ton when you're packing pottery, is we put extra cardboard in the top, especially for bracing. Just firms up the box really good. You can also put pieces down the side. If you have a real flimsy box, this is a double wall box, so it's pretty solid. I don't feel like I really need to do this with the, but if you have a single wall box, you can shove cardboard right down the side, pieces that will fit, you know, completely in there. But one thing, the most important thing we do with just about every box, just put cardboard in the top. You can layer this up. It just really secures the box very well, like that. So this one, you know, when you push down, it's going to line up perfectly. And that box, one thing when you close the box, you push down, you don't want any give. If this sinks in at all, you have to open it back up, put more peanuts in, put more cardboard in, whatever you need to do to make this as solid as possible. And for the taping, we're doing the same thing. Down the middle, on each side, down the sides, and cross tape. And this box will be fine, shipped UPS. You can see I'm pushing down, there's no give in this. Very, very solid. That's what you want when you finish.
Awesome. Great job,
it.
Lana.
Thanks.
Thank you.